And I'm going to give you my exact methodology that I used, the research group methodology, which is found in my Telegram group. You can join me on Telegram, and I will share a link for you to join the research group that has a video that lists out the exact methodology that I use to find small cap gems. Now, what I have been doing for the last several years, and I've done this successfully, is use a specific methodology in order to find small cap gems that have the potential to move up 100x, maybe even 1,000x. Everybody wants to find those types of projects, but it's hard to sort through all of the clutter and find those projects that are truly worthy. So here are the steps that I took. Let me put my reading glasses on of how I found Kaspa. Well, with my methodology, there are 5 steps that I go through to evaluate whether or not a small cap, micro cap project, whatever you want to call it, has the potential to be the next 100x or 1000x. First, I scan the exchanges for micro caps. Now, back when I found Kaspa, it was listed on KuCoin. No, actually it was not. It was listed on TradeOgre and TXBit. When I scan for these micro caps, I look for the ones that are at 1/100th of a cent or less. And then I move on to step 2, which is check out the chart and one indicator that lets me know whether or not this coin is under consolidation, where people are accumulating, or if it is something that is nothing more than a pump and dump. When I look at the chart, I look for something that is lying low on the ground, like a lazy old dog deep in the south on a 110-degree day, where that lazy dog has no energy and he's just laying low and not making a sound before any serious accumulation has taken place. These flat charts kind of denote the fact that this project is not in play, so to say. Then I look at the indicator called the OBV. That stands for on balance volume. And this is an approximation that sometimes works and sometimes does not. But if a project is under steady accumulation, where there are several people that are buying bits and pieces of this project at a time over a long period of time, the OBV will be on the rise, which is supposed to tell you that there's more people accumulating rather than selling. So if it looks like there is a lot of accumulation going on and that chart is laying low and it has not jumped up yet and gone into play, I move on to step 3. That's where I look at the tokenomics. What are tokenomics? Well, that means checking to see how many tokens or coins, if it has its own blockchain, how many are in the total supply, how many are in the max supply, and how many are in the circulating supply. So if those numbers are somewhat reasonable and not in the trillions or quadrillions like some of these meme projects are, then I can tell that this is a project that's being taken seriously. Kaspa has 28 billion in the max supply and 21 billion in the circulating supply. And that circulating supply will continue to go up as Kaspa coins are mined. We'll talk a little bit more about that later. But with 21 billion coins at first, I thought that's kind of high. However, considering other aspects of the project, it was reasonable. As long as they have a reason for a high count, then I can move on to the next step. If the project has a max supply of, say, 1 trillion and a circulating supply of, say, 10 billion, I mark that off the list. And it's because of the fact that a nearly infinite amount of coins can be flooded into the circulating supply to put money in the hands of the developers that are in control of that project. So if it's reasonable, then I move on to step 4. I check the website I check the social media activity, and I check the developers. First of all, I look at the website. Has it been put together in a clear and concise manner? Are there misspelled words, typographical errors? Does it look like intelligent people wrote it? Or does it look like a group of high school kids that are looking to make a quick buck threw it together? Then I look at the social media. What are people saying about the project on X? Are there any discussions taking place on Discord or Telegram? Are there any conversations taking place on Reddit? Looking at all of the social media sites, we can determine what the general consensus is about that project. If that looks fairly positive, then we go on to looking at the developers. How many active developers are on the project, and what are their resumes? If there are no active developers on the project and you check out the GitHub, cross it off the list, it's a dead project. But if they are active, and if you can check their backgrounds and they are legitimate people, we can move on to step 5. That's where I check the daily trading volume and see if there is somewhat of a significant amount of this token or coin that is being traded every day. Sometimes you can tell if there's wash trading going on, and that's where insiders buy and sell from themselves to pump up artificially the total trading volume. But when you look at that volume over a period of time, you can kind of determine whether or not it's real volume or if there are wash trades.